Ricochet.
I mean, it's not even that. It's more also because TLO's at the bottom relative to everyone else. Like, there's not a lot of other people in the league that would be at best 2-6. He'd be 1-6, and that's like it's such a large hill to climb because we already have one person that's guaranteed eliminated, and that's going to be Morrow. But we don't know. Cloud is in danger of it. Thorzane's in danger. QXE obviously 0-6, almost guaranteed as well.
Lowly?
Yeah, Lowly's at the bottom too. The only win he's gotten is Hero.
Isn't that insane? The only win I have in this division is against Hero. Okay.
To be fair, it's also partially because TLO's last match will be against Cloud. And I feel like TLO will beat Cloud, but even if he beats Cloud or Cloud beats him, they're both still bottom 2, either way. And that's what kind of guarantees you, because there's 12 players that hypothetically get eliminated if we keep this current format. And then from there, an additional 3 players. So
that's crazy.
If you're bottom 2 of your division, you're almost guaranteed to be out. And TLO needs to win this game.
In Division 2, though, we can see Hyun at the top. Just to recap it a little bit, Hyun is at the top. He's going to be staying there. So Division 2 is looking to be just who is going to be in contention for wildcards and who is not. So that's why all these players, especially Zenio, he needs to win right here in order for him to really be relevant, be in that middle of the pack so that he can qualify for wildcards. Else he will just have to wait until NASL Season 4 or 5.
Well, now we're on Cloud Kingdom. The storylines have been put forth. It is a map that's pretty safe for hatchery first. Cloud Kingdom is kind of windy, and you can scout your opponent very easily, especially with that Overlord that can kind of peer over the ledge of the natural. You can get there at a reasonable time just to scout, and if you don't see anything, you can be safe accordingly. How do you like Cloud Kingdom for ZVZ on?
Well, I love it, because this is what you do. Not only do you check for the hatchery, see these extractors, they're hugging this side, so you can put the Overlord over here and look at gas timings and see, are you actually getting gas super early? When are you getting it? When am I expecting some sort of potential pressure? Yes, they could do speedless Zergling attacks, but it's very unlikely since Banelings are like, LOL, what are you doing?
You should just laugh, Andre, instead of...
Okay, sorry, bro. But when it comes down to it, just the fact, like, look, TLO is putting down 2 gases. This Overlord should be directly over here, just checking these extractors the whole time. This Overlord over here should be checking the extractor the whole time, just seeing, what are you doing?
Andre, I have a question, by the way.
Go.
No, first of all, I completely agree. The Overlord, spotting gas timings is so huge in CVZ, and any mirror matchup, gas is pretty much the only differentiation that completely dictates like the early to mid game because of tech, right?
No, it dictates everything. But go on. No, I'm just
in
kidding.
life,
you're absolutely right. Yeah.
It shows their social security number, all their credit card information.
Exactly.
The gas timings is everything. Now that we got that settled, Andre, I want to ask you something because my producer, the reason why I said you should just laugh instead of say LOL is because he always says. He comes from a different time period, man, where people would just laugh instead of instant message, right? They would actually talk and use phones, and they use phones that like would rotate the numbers, right? You would pick 9 and twist it, everything. This is the time period he came from.
Yeah.
He says, if you say lol or LOL, why don't you just laugh? And I say, man, that's just like when you say sigh instead of actually sighing. Do you ever do that? Do you ever say sigh instead of just sighing?
I don't.
Oh my gosh. Have you ever heard of it though? Have you ever heard anyone?
I have. Yeah.
See? Someone has heard
It's actually very common.
Oh, Morgan, it's okay.
It's okay.
I remember the first time I was proven wrong.
It's different. You know, we have a difference of, what, like 4 or 5 decades between when we were born, so. A lot of times our producer.
It's okay. Our producer's super young at heart. For those of you who don't know, producer was very responsible for helping Tony Hawk grow his brand and basically made him to the man he is. So.
Tony Hawk, Snoop Dogg.
Just wait till you hear the Gretorp and Frodan brand grow because of Morgan.
And Tupac, awesome. He actually just worked on a record with Tupac. Wait, was I not supposed to say that? Oh my god. Oh my god.
Meanwhile, back in this game, guys, it's been pretty passive. We see it, although a pretty early Roach Warren for TLO. And ooh, what is this?
Nidus Network.
A Nidus Network.
Holy camole.
But
ravioli.
But
arbitroli.
He's didn't the Zergling just scout that?
No, he actually canceled it and then remade it.
TLO
Como estas, people?
Being clever. I mean, Zenio's getting out his normal Roach timings as well. He's on quad gas. Everything seems pretty standard by the book, especially with the +1. And you can gear it if you can gear it for like a nice +1 attack on your opponent. Oh, but now that there's opponent that Zenio's going to go for a third base, do you think this is going to be effective on
This might be effective. You know, there was only one game that Scarlet lost in the WCS Canada, and that was to this, a Nidus Worm attack. Here's the big problem, though, Frodan. Zenio has more roaches than his opponent. Nope, I'm wrong. So Frodan, this could do a lot of damage. Oh my god!
15 to 10. Let's see how effective it's going to be. Keep in mind that Zenio does have queens to help add some DP. Oh, never mind. JK TLO also has some queens coming in for some chance fuses as well. Drones are getting pulled. TLO, can he make this happen? He's rushing as fast as he can. Although the roach advantage from Zenio seems really high. Reinforcing roaches are killing off the drones instead. Although the queens adding good DPS, TLO's roach advantage is dwindling. Zenio's macro was able to kick in just in time. And I feel like TLO's attack falling just a little bit short this night was a huge investment, to be fair.
Even spine crawlers, but it's not going to matter, Frodan.
Wow.
This is getting cleaned up so easily. Remember, Glial Reconstitution is actually on Zenio, so he can micro back the weakened units very easily. Income tab, 40 to 34 in favor of TLO.
But can he hold a counterattack?
I don't think he can.
There's a lot of roaches
The fact of the matter is, yes, there's a lot of roaches. The Glial Reconstitution, the +1. Do we even have +1 from TLO? No, we don't.
He used the gas instead for a nice network.
Yes, sir. So that's a big problemo, as we say.
Zenio has 3 hatcheries, so just a natural larva advantage. How is TLO? How on earth is he going to hold this?
He's not, Frodan. Oh, it's going to be tough.
I feel like he's retreating up his ramp. I think everybody knows there's no way he can hold the natural ramp. But that means his production is going to be 1/3 of that of his opponent. Trying to cut him off, but there is way too much roaches from the purple Zerg and not enough from the yellow. TLO, his season is hanging in the balance. And there it is, GG. Zenio takes game number 2, despite TLO trying something creative. You know, props to TLO. You know, if you're going to go out, at least go out with a bang. And I think it was really cool that TLO tried to do something unconventional. Can't blame him for trying.
Can't blame him at all. Well played by Zenio, though. Just all around, just standard play that was able to fend off any potential aggression. Yeah. He pulled the trigger when he needed to in game number 1. Game 2, he just received the attack, went macro mode, and said, no problem.
And that's kind of like the solid build. I mean, that's kind of like the standard ZVZ build. Maybe a little bit of an earlier third because he knows his opponent was going for roaches as well. That's kind of the build you want to do when you're playing Zerg on ladder, especially for this upcoming season now that we're in Season 5 of the ladder for StarCraft 2. That game and series was brought to you by iBuyPower, the pre-assembled PC company for computers, laptops, and more. Check out their website at ibuypower.com. When we come back, we're going to do a daily recap, bets, announcements, talking about things like the NASL Open qualifiers. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a minute.